Why younger women chase. Older men who ask the right questions. Begin with a thought-provoking hook. Ever wonder why some older men effortlessly attract younger women? Make it clear that the secret isn't just in looks or wealth, but in how men communicate, specifically through engaging conversations. Introduce the concept of trigger questions, thoughtful questions that spark curiosity, intrigue, and a desire in women to chase the man instead of the other way around. 1. Why trigger questions? Work, traditional dynamic. Typically, men chase women, but this often leads to predictable outcomes and doesn't always create a real connection. Reversing the script. In order to spark genuine interest, women need a reason to chase men. Trigger questions give them that reason by appealing to deeper emotions and thoughts. Overview. The core idea is that there are 3 types of trigger questions that can flip the dynamic in your favor. Setting standards. These questions subtly communicate what you're looking for, offering validation. Questions that make her feel appreciated for who she is and what she's accomplished. Creating intrigue. Questions that stir curiosity and make her want to learn more about you. 2. Setting a standard. Questions that establish expectations. Why standards matter. When a man doesn't communicate his standards clearly, it often leads to disinterest from women. Men need to provide something for women to aspire to or meet. How to use standards in conversations. Instead of bluntly stating your expectations, craft questions that subtly reflect what you value. Example: if intelligence matters to you, ask her, "What's the last book you couldn't put down?" Example: if you prefer adventurous women, ask, "What's the most thrilling place you've traveled to?" Impact. These questions communicate your standards without you explicitly stating them, prompting her to reflect on whether she fits into your criteria. Playful teasing. If she struggles to answer, keep things fun with humor. "You don't have any wild stories. We'll have to fix that." This light banter makes the interaction more enjoyable while subtly reinforcing your expectations. 3. Validating her efforts. Questions that show appreciation. The power of validation. Women appreciate being seen for more than just their looks. Complimenting her too much can come off as desperate, but validating her for something she's worked hard on adds deeper value to your words. How to validate through questions. Pay close attention to what she shares about her passions or accomplishments. Use follow-up questions to show genuine interest in her journey. Example: if she talks about a project or hobby, you could say, "That sounds amazing. What inspired you to start that?" Emotional impact. This form of validation makes her feel understood and appreciated on a deeper level, helping to form an emotional connection. Active listening. Being genuinely engaged and listening to her responses creates rapport and lets her know you're interested in more than just superficial conversation. 4. Creating intrigue. Questions that spark curiosity. What is intrigue? Intrigue is about keeping the conversation engaging and sparking a sense of mystery. People are naturally drawn to the unknown and will chase after what piques their curiosity. How to ask. Intriguing questions. Pose questions that are slightly unconventional or that lead her to wonder more about you. Example: what's something about you that no one would guess just by looking at you? This type of question not only lets her share something interesting, but it also suggests that you're more complex and mysterious as well. Impact. These types of questions shift the conversation away from the usual small talk, making it more dynamic. They engage her mentally and emotionally, leading her to want to learn more about you. Conclusion. Recap the 3 types of trigger questions that can make women chase you. Setting standards to give her something to aspire to. validating her efforts to make her feel genuinely appreciated. Creating intrigue to captivate her curiosity. End with an encouraging message. The next time you find yourself in conversation with a younger woman, remember these 3 strategies. A few simple questions might just change the entire dynamic and have her chasing you. Displaying authority to attract women. Introduction. Start by explaining why authority and mastery are significant attraction triggers. People naturally gravitate towards those who exude competence and confidence. Emphasize the importance of subtlety. Instead of boasting, knowing how to display your authority through engaging conversation is far more appealing. Set the stage. When you demonstrate confidence and expertise in a way that invites her to share, you come across as not only competent but also intriguing. 1. Why displaying authority works. The power of expertise. Women are naturally drawn to men who have depth and knowledge, especially in areas they find fascinating. Demonstrating expertise signals that you have lived experiences and insights worth sharing. Subtlety over bragging. Instead of coming off as arrogant, subtle displays of authority are more effective. Mastery is attractive when shown through confident, casual conversation, not over-the-top declarations. 2. How to subtly display authority through questions, weaving knowledge into conversations. The key is to seamlessly incorporate your expertise into questions, allowing her to share her thoughts while you subtly display your understanding. Example. If you have experience in publishing, ask something like, "What's your take on how digital publishing is changing the industry? I've noticed a few trends myself." This approach allows you to demonstrate insight while opening up the conversation for her input. Example. For someone interested in travel, "I've always found that local cuisine reveals so much about a culture. What's the most memorable meal you've had while traveling?" This question not only highlights your experience, but invites her to share her perspective. Impact. Thoughtful questions reflect your depth of knowledge and encourage her to engage, making her curious about your experiences and insights. 3. Identifying areas of mastery. Self-reflection. Think about the areas where you excel, whether it's your career, hobbies, or personal life experiences. Key areas to explore: professional expertise, unique hobbies, travel adventures, or any unusual or fascinating experiences that stand out. Targeting her interests. Tailor your questions based on her interests to maintain relevance and engagement. Example. If she loves art, you could ask, "I've always thought modern art reflects the subconscious. What's your take on it?" This shows that you're not only knowledgeable, but also open to her opinions. 4. Confidence without arrogance, maintaining humility. While authority is attractive, arrogance is a major turn-off. Keep the conversation balanced by being humble and curious, not boastful or overbearing. Tip: frame your expertise as part of a broader conversation, rather than as a definitive answer. Leave space for her to contribute her views. Example. I've had a lot of experience with topic, but I'm curious how you see it. What's your take? This phrasing invites her to share her opinion while subtly reinforcing your knowledge. 5. Creating depth and substance. Appeal to her curiosity. Demonstrating your depth and substance gives her a reason to be curious about you. When you show that you have insight into something she finds interesting, it builds intrigue. Emotional connection. When a woman feels that you are grounded and accomplished, she's more likely to feel safe, interested, and engaged. Expertise isn't just about facts, it's about emotional depth as well. 6. Practical application. Start practicing. In your next conversation, focus on identifying a topic where you hold authority, then subtly weave it into your questions. Example scenario. If you're speaking with someone who loves literature, you could ask, "What's your favorite classic?" I've always thought Moby Dick explores human obsession in a fascinating ways. This question shows that you have depth while also giving her space to share her opinion. Conclusion. Recap the power of subtle authority. Displaying expertise in a humble, engaging way deepens attraction and helps you stand out by showcasing confidence and competence. Encourage the audience to apply these techniques in their own conversations, reminding them that it's about engaging her, not overpowering her with knowledge.